Good evening, Esperanza families. Welcome to our first ever virtual back to school night. Muy buenas noches, familias de Esperanza Academy. Bienvenidos a nuestro primer noche escolar que será transmitido por Zoom y virtual. My name is Mr. Jorge Calixto and I am the Director of Instruction. Mi nombre es el señor Jorge Calixto, el director de instrucción de la escuela. Please allow me to welcome the directors of student development. Por favor, dar la bienvenida a los directores de estudiantes de cada nivel.
Good evening. My name is Nate Stringfield, and I'm the Director of Student Development for 9th grade students.
Good evening. My name is Jonathan Young, and I'm the Director of Student Development for 10th and 11th grade.
Good evening. I'm Mrs. DeSalvo, Director of Student Development for 12th grade students.
We want to note the goal that continues to drive our work with virtual learning is as follows: to persevere in the integrity of Esperanza standards, expectations, and processes while providing our students an education in this virtual setting. Queremos notar que nuestra meta que nos ha ayudado con nuestro trabajo es lo siguiente: preservar la integridad de los estudiantes, expectativas y procesos de esperanza mientras brindamos a nuestros estudiantes una educación virtual. Ahora, la señorita DeSalvo nos caminará con la agenda de la noche. Ms. DeSalvo will walk us through the agenda for this evening.
Hello, everybody. You should have received, if you are here, a snapshot of the schedule for this evening. So as you can tell, this is a school-wide address, and we will be here between 5:30 to 6 o'clock this evening. We have organized the event. For each period, you will have approximately 10 minutes with the teacher to discuss the class, the curriculum, the syllabus, and any other pertinent information as it relates to the teacher's classroom. You will have 5 minutes of break in between each class period, so you can have an experience of what your students experience daily. I want to note that when the schedule calls for your child to go to the lunchroom, we have special presentations that you can visit. In the Back to School Night flyer, you received access to the link to this Zoom meeting. And then in the second portion, on the bolded section of these workshops are the live links that you can access the workshops during the lunch periods. If your child has an IEP, we welcome you to attend the Special Education Resource or Department Resources. If your child is part of the ELD program, we welcome you to attend the ELD Department Resource. Si su estudiante de primer idioma no es inglés y pertenecen al programa de ELD, por favor, si puede oprimir el enlace incluido en el folleto enviado por correo electrónico para atender la sección del programa de ELD. If your student is not identified as either an IEP student or belongs to the ELD program, we welcome you to attend the School Counselor Department Resource information session. Once again, all of those links are available in the original flyer that we sent out through the email. If your child's schedule includes Algebra 1 or Genre Studies, you will notice that they have that class scheduled 2 times in their schedule, and that's non-consecutive. The second time it's listed on your child's schedule, you do not need to return to that classroom Zoom link. What you can do is take the opportunity and perhaps attend one of those sessions that we just discussed, or you can use that 10-minute period to complete the attendance form so that we can include your attendance today and provide your child with 5 hours of community service. Or you can use those 10 minutes to find the parent feedback survey and provide your feedback on numerous areas that we've outlined. Parents, when you do complete that, tomorrow we will be selecting a random parent to receive a $25 Amazon gift card.
As we moved into the virtual learning environment, we wanted to make sure to provide some expectations for teachers as well as for students to assist them in this transition. We developed expectations for academic purposes and expectations for behavioral purposes. First, we will discuss the academic expectations. Students will remain on Zoom for the entire class session or support session. Students will follow teacher directions in Zoom classes and on all assignments. Students will participate in Zoom lessons by asking and answering questions and also by completing all of their classwork. We expect that students will put forth an effort into their learning and their work. Students will not cheat on assigned work nor engage in plagiarism. Students will make sure to use all assigned software and programs appropriately in order to complete their work. Students will be prepared with the materials needed for each lesson before class starts. Students will communicate with their teacher about all of the help and all of the supports that they need to be successful in their classes. Students will attend all of the support sessions that are assigned to them, or the ones that they request, they will make sure to attend those as well. And if a student happens to be in an AP course, they will also attend the assigned AP support time that occurs on Wednesdays.
Concerning our behavioral expectations, students will log in daily and on time for homeroom as well as all assigned class sessions. We expect students to be dressed appropriately for school as they are attending their classes. Students are expected to be in a quiet space with headphones on before class begins. Students will keep their video and headphones on at all times, and students will use school-provided virtual backgrounds whenever possible. We expect students to respect each other so that all students can learn. Students will wait their turn to speak and will remain muted until called upon by the teacher. Students will listen to the teacher and others in class and respond to the teacher when called upon. Students will only speak and type about their particular lessons. Please, no foul language, words, or inappropriate symbols. Parents, we ask that you help us with this. Students should not share their school account or log on information with other students or individuals not attending Esperanza Academy. Students will use appropriate hand signals and wait for teacher responses before stepping away from the screen. And lastly, students will complete assessments independently to the best of their ability. Please note that all school devices and school accounts are monitored. The code of conduct can be violated through Gmail, Google Slides, Google Docs, Google Sheets, or Google Drive, or Google Chats. The information pertaining to our code of conduct was shared with our students at the beginning of the year. We also have a service called Gaggle, which scans all school accounts and notifies administrators of any school violation. GoGuardian is a software that monitors all activities and web traffic on the school devices and also notifies administration of any school violation. Please be mindful that students can lose account access. They can be placed in restricted accounts or even face consequences up to and including expulsion for violating the code of conduct.
We will now go over our virtual learning expectations. Please be on time. Tienen que llegar a su clase a tiempo. Please have your cameras on. Por favor, de mantener sus cámaras prendidas. You will start your class sessions with homeroom. Comenzarán esta noche con la clase de homeroom. We will mark you late if you arrived to class late. Lo marcaremos tarde si llegan tarde a la clase. If you are 15 minutes late, teachers will mark cut class. Si llega el estudiante a la clase 15 minutos tarde, lo marcaremos que usted nunca llegó a la clase. Please note that there's a 5-minute break in between classes. Por favor, notar que hay 5 minutos de descanso entre clases. After school activities start at 3:30 p.m. Todas las actividades de la tarde comienzan a las 3 de la tarde. We also want to show you what Wednesday schedules look like. You will not follow this schedule today, but it's important for you to know. Academic Support Day, un día para apoyar los estudiantes con sus estudios. One-on-one, small group, or large group academic support. Supports can be requested by the student or teacher. Ayuda con el estudiante y el maestro para más intenso apoyo. El apoyo lo puede pedir el estudiante o el maestro. The student has to follow department-specific times. El estudiante tiene que seguir el horario designado. Advanced placement students have a set schedule as well. Los estudiantes de AP también tienen un horario en cuando toman las clases.
Thank you, Mr. Calixto. We've provided your child with a structure of live lessons daily throughout periods 1 through 8. Your child's attendance is included or is counted as a camera on policy. We will be constantly communicating with you about feedback on your child's attendance. You'll be receiving daily phone calls through our automated system after 10:30 every morning to notify you if your child has not logged in to their classes through the day. You will be notified weekly after the Directors of Student Development review, and if your child has not attended classes that week or has been frequently absent from a particular class, we will be sure to notify you through our personal phone calls. You will also receive notice monthly from Esperanza Academy through letters sent home to notify you of any recorded unexcused absences your child has accrued from September through whatever current month. You should be receiving some soon for September through October. Excuse notes, we want you to turn those in. We understand that sometimes your child cannot attend school even if they are home, and that's okay. We have created a system where you can submit electronic excuse forms. That link to that form has been emailed to all students, but is also available on the school's official school link. You can see the parent resource link and look under links for the absence note. It's also accessible in the Google Classroom. The main office is Google Classroom under important resources. Truant students do run the risk of failing classes as well as being withdrawn or referred to truancy court. Please remember that our main goal is to continue to work with families and eliminate those barriers so that they can come to school. As mentioned by my colleagues, we do count latenesses. So the way we communicate latenesses is that teachers will continue to address students to remind them of the class start and try to address any issues that might cause them to not come to class on time. If it becomes a chronic issue, we will notify our ISS coordinator so that they can help mediate that concern. If it continues to be an issue, the Directors of Student Development may request for you and your child to meet with them via Zoom so that we can address the concern. So thank you for the opportunity to provide you our policies and structures for virtual school this year. So before we transition over to the classroom Zoom links, Mr. Young is going to walk you through on how you are able to do that.
Thank you, Ms. DeSalvo. So when we are done this session, you will want to leave this webinar in order to begin to enter into your child's first period class. The way you will do that is by clicking on the 9 dots that'll be in the upper right-hand corner of your web browser. It is highlighted in yellow on your screen. Once you click upon that, you will then have a drop-down menu that has several different icons in it. Inside of that menu, you'll see an icon that says Classroom. You will then want to click on that button in order to access your child's Google Classrooms. Once you enter into the Google Classroom for your child, you will then see that the teacher has provided your child with a link in order to get into that particular class. You'll be able to view that inside of the stream on Google Classroom. You will be following your child's schedule as you go through the evening tonight. In order to help everyone, we wanted to make sure everyone had a basic understanding of how Zoom should operate. You will notice in the bottom of your screens that you have the opportunity to access and see menu items for Zoom. For instance, when you click on your child's teacher's link, you will then be placed into a waiting room. This is okay. Simply wait until the teacher admits you into the room. We ask that all participants remain muted until they're ready to speak and participate in the session. We also recommend the use of headphones, which can help minimize any background noises or distractions that might occur. Video cameras for this evening are not required, and you can keep them off, but you certainly can turn them on if you'd like to. The teachers at some point may share their screens in order for you to see information they want you to know about the class for this evening. And of course, teachers will provide instruction to you on how they can collect questions and feedback or chat with you this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Young. Parents, before you go, we do have some final reminders. Once again, if you are here, we want to thank you for spending your evening with us. And we want to make sure that your child benefits from your attendance. So please be sure once your teachers share that link that you take the time to fill out the form so that your child can be awarded 5 hours of community service. Also, we want to continue to benefit you by giving you a chance to win a $25 gift card. We want to hear your feedback. The gift card is a plus. So please follow the link that I provided or that we provided in the recent email. The link is there, and I believe that the special education department, the ELD department, and school counselors will also share it during their sessions. Please provide your feedback. We want to know how we are doing, and we want to continue to improve to serve you. And there's also an opportunity to leave feedback concerning our school virtual schedule.
All right, parents, thank you so much for joining us this evening, again, for our first ever virtual back to school night. Please be reminded, if you are having issues with your school issued device, or if you need to request a school issued device, you can email helpdesk at helpdesk@anyacademy.net. Once again, helpdesk@anyacademy.net. And if you have any additional questions, the admin team will remain on this link to serve you throughout the night for any other questions that you may have. So what you will need to do now is you will need to leave this meeting in order to go to the next meeting, which will begin promptly at 6:05. As Mr. Young had mentioned, you will need to log into your child's first period class and locate the information in the stream, and the link should be there for you to participate in the first period meeting. Once again, thank you. Have a great evening. We'll be here to answer any questions that you may have please just place them in the chat and we'll be glad to assist you. Thanks again.